Well, good morning and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. It's always fun to watch the left eat each other up, and it always happens after a while. But the cracks in the whole Democrat Joe Biden thing are happening in the weirdest places, in the most bizarre places. I'll show you right after this. This lady right here, let me show you. This lady right here, her name is Andrea Lawful Sanders. Lawful, I'm not sure where that came from, but maybe it's a radio name. She is the host of a show called The Source on WRD 96.1 FM in Philadelphia. It is the only black-owned radio station right now, a black-owned and black-operated radio station in the city of Philadelphia. However, on Saturday, she revealed to CNN's First of All with Victor Blackwell, and we'll have part of that interview, we'll pull that up, okay, that she was fed 8 questions from the Biden team. And she used 4 of them to answer, and that was her only questions. And here she is on the show, The Source.
You each you asked 4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by the campaign or the White House. But they were essentially the same questions, both interviews, about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Okay. And the reason I ask is not a criticism of either view. It's just that if the White House is trying now to prove the vim, vigor, acuity of the president, I don't know how they do that by sending questions first before the interview so that the president knows what's coming.
Well, isn't that interesting? Even on CNN, I don't know how they could say that the president is up on his game when his campaign is feeding people questions. Well, anyway, Sarah Lomax, who is WRD's president and CEO, said Sunday that she was not involved in any of these negotiations for an interview. What she actually said, the interview was featured predetermined questions provided by the White House, which violate our practice of remaining an independent media outlet accountable to our listeners. As a result, Ms. Lawful Sanders and WRD Radio have mutually agreed to part ways, effective immediately. And you're going to see that she was fired. My guess, and I don't know, but my guess is that her show is a brokered radio show. A brokered radio show. And those of you who don't know what that is, that's a pay-to-play. I had a brokered radio show on 860 WGUL. And the only thing good about, the worst thing about that is that what it does is make you broke. Unless you can bring on your own sponsors or you have enough money to make this your vanity project, it just makes you broke. WRD is the only black-owned and run talk radio station in Pennsylvania, according to its website. Many observers were surprised that the White House was involved in crafting questions for a campaign interview. Really? Were they? Anyway, WRD Radio has cultivated the trust with our audience over its 20-year history. This is something that we take very seriously. Agreeing to a predetermined set of questions jeopardizes that trust, Ms. Lomax said. Black media has a long history of advocating for the interests of the black community, Lomax went on. This practice of delegitimizing black voices continues today. The WRD Radio is not a mouthpiece for the Biden or any other administration. Well, isn't that interesting? I think that's incredibly interesting that one of the breaks comes there. And congratulations to WRD. I'm sure there are shows on WRD and things that they talk about that I vehemently disagree with. But I am impressed by their ability to, call it what it is, and their integrity. And I appreciate that. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and FightBackMediaTV.com. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.